Hi internet people. So there were 4 new episodes of All for One over on Kinda TV this week, and there is a live episode coming up soon. I know Sarah tweeted about it. I believe it is April 28th with no official time yet, so that's a week from today, right? Yes. No, I don't know dates. It's one of those days. I don't know. I didn't even have work today. I had today off because I filmed these on Wednesday and then I post them on Saturday because of previous video releases on Kinda TV. Anyway, it's just one of those days. I feel like all of a sudden I had a billion things to do as soon as I got home from this thing I was at for my sister, and I don't even know. I'm so scrambled. Okay, so 4 episodes that I watched while multitasking because I had a present to wrap and stuff to put away and things, just things. I feel like Dorothy right now, so many things. Okay, so All for One this week set up a very special thing with our campaigns. So we previously had Trevi and Henry against Portia and Dorothy, but because there have been some issues, it turns out that neither campaign was getting a majority of the vote. They were actually each only getting like 10% according to Rochefort's, Rochefort and Monty's polling, which is not good for either side. So there's this whole thing where they start talking about how they have been able to build these sort of like 10% intensely dedicated bases, but the 80%, there are like people who want to leave MST, like people want to call off the election altogether. It's intense. And while they're talking about all of this, it turns out that Dorothy has an amazing idea. Not that Dorothy doesn't have amazing ideas, but the Inseparables are like, what are you doing, Dorothy? What's happening? Because Dorothy's idea is actually to have the campaigns sort of work together. So instead of running against each other, they're really running connected. So it doesn't really matter who wins. It's that as like a team, they'll be the best option for the sorority. So working together will be better for everybody. So it's really vote for whoever you want. It'll be great either way, which is awesome. But they have to figure out a like campaign and a platform. Like they have to rebrand completely. And Rochefort is going to be running 2 separate but connected campaigns, which is awesome. He's actually being very cool and trying very hard. So they're working on that. There's some very cute Dorothy moments too. It was adorable. Also, M-Blue and Monochrome have joined a virtual board game club, which is very cool, and I want to know what game they played. Anyway, super cute things were happening. But they have to figure that out. So they're trying to figure out what their platform should be, what they should run on. There's an adorable party that happens where they're sword fighting and dueling, and Trevi actually reveals that she was bullied in high school, and that then the Inseparables are like, oh, that's probably why she was so upset and felt like Dorothy picked Anne, and like all of this stuff is happening in the corner, and I love it. And then Trevi and Portia are actually giving each other advice on what to talk about, while Henry and Dorothy are quizzing them kind of, and then Connie and Alex are dueling each other as champions on behalf of the actual campaigns. So it's very cool, very adorable. The sword fighting is great. But then what happens is once they're like still trying to figure out what their campaign should be, and as they're talking, Dorothy comes up with an idea. But Dorothy's idea comes out of a lot of things. So Dorothy winds up confronting Miller. She actually invites him to come talk to her, which was intense. I was not expecting Miller back. He left his apology notes, which is the only reason she invited him back. No one else is going to see him. Just Dorothy and the Inseparables can see him, but can't really talk to him. So she quizzes Miller intensely and then winds up telling Miller that if something goes wrong, that she actually wants him to contact her, and she doesn't want him to feel like he should hurt anyone because he's been hurt again. So it's this whole thing. It's really like beautifully done. Dorothy is actually concerned for Miller, which is showing how big of a heart and how like conscious she is of people's well-beings. Like she cares about Miller even though she hates him and thinks he's a terrible person. She does not want him to hurt anyone else, and she doesn't want him to feel the way that he felt, that the people he treated felt. So she doesn't want him to feel like she felt during their relationship. So that's really amazing. The Inseparables, specifically Cookie Monster, is not super excited about this, but they're all on board for elements of it. Kind of. Cookie Monster is very much not very cool with all of this, but it works out. Then when Connie and Dorothy are talking about Connie, It's Connie. Yes, Connie and Dorothy. I was like, wait, Connie? Dorothy? Wait. People are blending together. I told you it's one of those days and my brain is not all together here. I had coffee. Maybe I had too much coffee. So what happens is Dorothy gets an idea for the platforms and actually winds up saying that they should focus on mental health and being able to talk about mental health and mental health accessibility on the campus, because more people are aware of mental health issues and thus all of their resources are being tapped. This entire plot line is amazing and is literally not something I have seen in any other show or web series at all. And the fact that they're focusing on mental health as something that the colleges need to focus on and provide more resources for is so amazing. And then we get huge reveals from everyone, like Rochefort has ADHD, Trevi has anxiety. We know about Alex. Dorothy inadvertently starts hinting about it on accident, and then Alex does appear and there's a whole conversation where Alex, off camera, reveals what's going on and is going to give them triggers via email because writing is better for her than just talking through everything. So that's all so awesome. I don't even know, like, I was excited for this season already, and then this season has surpassed even all the thoughts I had for it because it is doing so much work on behalf of like mental health issues. Like, it is focusing very hardcore on mental health, which I really appreciate, and I am so happy it's doing that. I'm just blown away by the performances, by how organically the mental health plotline is working. It doesn't feel shoehorned in. It feels like it fits so well. It's just so good. All of it right now is so good. I'm very excited to see what happens at the live event. I'm also excited to see how the season plays out. I actually don't know how many episodes are left, admittedly. I don't know. I really don't. But I'm loving this season so far, so those are my recaps. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think of the most recent episodes and the season so far in the comments below or over on Twitter. I'm at CliffNotes. You can find me on my blog, cliffnotes.wordpress.com, or from the Nerdy Girl Express, thenerdygirlexpress.com, and or on their Snapchat, thenerdygirlexp. Bye, internet people.